to pay.
Thank you for that, Esther. I have to say, what a professional presentation. I think you're all going to be disappointed with what you're about to see. That said, I'll just be pleased if you can understand me. So for those of you who don't know me, I'm Simon Lister from the UK, if you can tell by the accent. I've been in MDR. My first MDRT meeting was in 2008 in Toronto, and have had the bug ever since. I have to say a huge thank you to all of you for having me here this morning, but also having inspired the UK committee to put on something similar to this. Though we still don't have beer in ours, we have tea. But you know, we're getting there, to be honest. Not quite as good as beer, I have to say, but we are getting there. So there we go. So I've got just a few minutes. Amanda asked me to share a couple of things that we do. I am going to share my screen, but like I say, it's going to be nowhere near as good as Amanda. So it's sorry, as Esther. So it's not quite as professional. These are just a few of the things that we do with regards to concepts in order to both get new clients, generate new fee income. I think, as you're aware, we're fully fee income based in the UK, but also certain things that really help my practice tick. So the first thing that we're going to share is something that we do with every single new client that comes on board. Now, we generally charge for new business meetings with clients, but one of the things that we won't charge for is if they're personally referred to us from another client and they fill in this document, and our hit rate with regards to this document is outstanding. So before we meet any client who engages with us, they all have to fill in our pre-meeting questionnaire. We do this for a few reasons, one of which, without a doubt, is it does save time during the meeting, not needing to find out their basic information. But part of it's actually to really get the client to start to think about the journey that they want to go on with ourselves. So we start with just a 4-page document, something that's really simple, you know, all about them. So one of their favorite subjects, so they hopefully know all the answers. So some of it, you know, page 1 is just their core info. 2 and exactly the same. So information about them, their situation at a real high level. This isn't designed to replace our fact find. It's just purely and simply there in order to enable us to get a real snapshot before the meeting. Now, my business has got 21, is a team of 21, of which we have 4 advisors. We won't lie, this also enables us to allocate the most appropriate advisor for that client. And that's one of the ways that we try to work, to make sure that the client gets the best experience for the advisor that's going to be most suited to them. And getting a bit of information before the meeting certainly helps that. So like I say, first 3 pages is just about some high level details. And if you want a copy of this, then we can send it to you. The large page is really starting to, particularly this area of areas to focus on, is really to try and to get the client to start to think about what they actually want to get from the meeting and also what success looks like. And this is a part of the document that we use often. We recap this for clients, both at the end of the first meeting and at the end of our financial planning process, as well as a year on. You know, it enables us to quote as to what they wanted to achieve and whether we've achieved that or not. It's something that a lot of firms in the UK haven't done. So it's another differential between us and others, which is something that we like and something that we strive to succeed with. So therefore, on that basis, not saying that you should use it, but the thing when we introduced this, we weren't sure if all clients would complete it, just because clients don't always love filling in forms. We have an electronic version of this, as well as a physical paper version, so we can match it to the client's needs. But it's something that literally every single client that engages with us for the first time completes. So that I would kind of recommend that you look to do. Something else that we do, so once we've engaged with a client and we've kind of gone through our process, is that we send them 2 things as a minimum on an annual basis. Now, we send them far more than 2, but one of the sort of more markety type documents that we send them is this, which is what we call our ML value reminder. So ML is my firm for those that weren't sure. So ML value reminder, it's not about the compliance aspects of what we said we were going to do compared to what we actually did. This is a lot more of a value reminder to prompt the client as to the hard work that we've kind of done we've done for them. And this is something that we do annually, and the benefit also of doing it annually, we do it always at the same time of year, which is January. Now, for clients in the UK, in January, they all get sent a fee statement of how much they've paid us in the last 12 months. And it always comes out in January. So therefore, because they get that, we time this. So they always get this coincidentally, just, you know, what are the chances a week before they get their fee statement? And like I say, this isn't this isn't our compliance document where we say, right, this is what we said we are going to do, this is what we've done. This is just more. This is how hard we've worked for you over the last 12 months. The other thing that enables us to do, and we've fallen into the trap of, we constantly strive to make sure that every year we always beat what we've done the year before. And it's just a pure sort of subconscious thing for the client's mind to show them that we kind of are working as hard as we possibly can. And they love it. The feedback that we kind of get from this, it has one or two interactive links as well, is pretty good. So like I say, it just has an element of detail to the level of work that we've kind of done, give them some information about the business and what's going on. This is on top of all the other things that we do. But as an ML value reminder, it really does help keep the questions down when they kind of get their fee statement, particularly in more challenging years. Other couple of things that we've done, and one of this is an idea that we picked up from MDRT. So I was fortunate enough to see John Ruling speak on Giftology, which is in Hawaii. So, you know, certainly worse places to hear a speaker from MDRT point of view. And he runs a concept called Giftology. Now, we took this concept and sort of molded it a little bit. And therefore, we really focus on spending, instead of just sending them gifts, we focus on certain client events. But one of the things that John really is an advocate of is that whatever you do should be really high quality. To something that it's better to do something smaller and do that to the best that you possibly can than do something bigger and water it down a little bit because of cost. So an event that we did in 2020 to take advantage of the constant lockdown that we were in the UK was we just did a simple wine tasting event with our clients. We only had 11 clients on the virtual wine tasting. It cost us just short of $4,000 to do. And coincidentally, it was our best clients, or a group of our best clients that we asked to attend. But what we were trying to achieve is, number one, we were trying to actually just give back to the client. So continue to have a strong relationship with our clients, particularly the best clients that we have. Clients actually love meeting other clients. So by having a virtual type event, doing something a little bit different as a financial advisory firm, not enable them to see you as more than just their advisor, we always think is quite a key. The wine we sent them was of high quality, to be honest, and the person that we got to put on the event was also of high quality. Everything that they received from the minute that we sent out the invitation to the actual night had a various amount of touches. And it took us about 6 weeks from start to finish in order to kind of sort this event out. Not because it took us that long to organize it, but just purely and simply in order to make sure that we achieve the experience, which is what we're all about, that we wanted to from a client point of view. Now, because it's a wine event and it was done virtually, it also meant that, one, they didn't have to drive, so that's obviously a good thing if we're drinking 6 bottles of wine in an evening, but two, it enabled them to, because they were allowed to, invite a friend over. And it just gave the opportunity for a friend to get a little bit of exposure to us, see us as human beings, because we're all about relationships. You know, we believe that whilst we think we have some great processes, we believe that we're fantastic at giving financial advice, it really is about relationship, the relationship that they have with the firm. So it wasn't just about Craig and I, my business partner. There was a group of us on the call as well. But what's actually happened since from this wine event, bear in mind we had no technical content whatsoever, is that we've generated already $50,000 in new revenue, and we've got another 50,000 in the pipeline. So from an event that cost us less than $4,000 in order to do, it's actually paid off really nicely. But it was more about, for us, giving back and rewarding our existing clients and strengthening the relationship, to the point where we've then taken that to another level. So we had a client who, when we were meeting, who attended the wine event, was saying how much they loved one of the wines. So we just sent them a case of it. And then from that, he then sent us 3 referrals. And it wasn't because we asked for the referrals at that moment. It's just kind of what tends to happen. So something that we'll really consider. We're doing a similar event shortly. So at the end of June, we're doing a dine at home where we're getting this Michelin star professional chef in the UK in order to do an experience again with some of our clients where they'll help them cook a meal. And we have same level of expectation that with regards to the clients are really excited about what we're going to do. An additional service that we brought out last year was our second opinion service. So this is something that you know, we've always been a massive advocate. We've built our business primarily on referrals and honesty. There's 2 ways we get new clients, which is referrals, and we do some educational briefings. But last year we introduced the second opinion service, kind of thinking, well, we're just, with what was going on, the level of uncertainty that there was in the marketplace, we have a video that goes along with this. And again, there's a process. I'm more than happy to send it to Amanda and she can send it out if you'd like it. But it was just a concept that we thought we'd trial. And we trial a lot of things here to see if they kind of work or not. The uptake has been absolutely phenomenal, in honesty. We designed it based on having a really passive situation. There was a lot of uncertainty. We managed a lot of clients' money, so there's a lot of uncertainty in the markets in 2020. Some financial advisors shone, some didn't, and therefore we were looking at the ones that didn't, in order to try and pick up new clients. We're also looking at clients that think they can kind of manage the money themselves, and I say think they can manage themselves because when it comes tougher times, most people can make money in booming markets. Where it gets a bit tougher is when I think you kind of really earn your stripes. But the uptake that we've sent on this, which is surprising because I think we're really good at asking for referrals and getting for referrals, has been great. And clients have kind of fed back. They've really liked the passive approach, that their friends and colleagues and family members have wanted to go down this service because they see it as a very kind of no commitment, hands off, just kind of having a look at what they've got, which is how we've pitched it. And again, the level of new clients that we've kind of picked up on the back of this has been absolutely amazing. So this is a whole process. I only said that I would take kind of 10 minutes and I'm pretty much up on time. So I won't go through in detail today, but I'll be more than happy to show you our kind of written process, because as Michelle would advocate, as she's beaten me with a stick over the head over the years, we have to have everything nicely written down and laid out so it's kind of can be replicated time and time again. So there's just a few tips from the UK, and hopefully it's been worthwhile sitting on here this afternoon. Thanks, guys.
We actually have a few more minutes, Simon. So did anybody want to hear a bit more about that last one of Simon's? Yeah, looks a bit unanimous. You've got a few more minutes, Simon, if you want to keep going.
All right, perfect. So if I talk about the second opinion service, so one of the key things that we do is that it's a video. Now, I'm sure I'll get some comments in a minute, particularly from the likes of Mr. Kane and Mr. Hall about I've got a face for radio, but they do get to see myself. But we've got a video for each one of our advisors. So it's not just about me as the business owner. Craig's done a video, Hayley's done a video, as has Pat. It gets sent out to our existing client bank, and we do this on fairly regular occasions. And it's thanking them for being a client, taking them through the process. The video is between 2 to 3 minutes long, so it's not too long. They don't kind of get bored. We make sure that they're completely aware of what's in it for them. And we tend to find that as soon as clients see that there's a benefit to them, they'll kind of engage with it even more. It's not just about trying to help ourselves out. We make it pretty exclusive. So again, coming back to one of the first points I made, that we will charge for initial meetings, but we won't if they've been personally referred to us from an existing client and they fill in our pre-meeting questionnaire. So there starts to be some benefits to their friend, family, or colleague. So we have a video for the client in order to set up the second opinion service, and it's all kind of clearly marked out how it works. We have a referral card, so we make it really easy. So that again is both in physical form. There's one on the website, and we email them one. So therefore they could just either click on a link, they can go on our website, or they can literally physically write it and send it to us. We want to make the journey as easy as possible from the client's point of view, in order to give us the details of the person that they would like us to put through our second opinion service. Now, our second opinion service is exactly just that. It is just we go through a process of reviewing a client's finances, just like you would, funny enough, if you were to meet a new client, and then point them in the direction of what we think of what they've got and what we would do differently. So kind of the past and the future, as we would call it. When they refer us to a client, a different video goes out to the potential new client, just articulating again how our second opinion service works, with again a link at the end in order that they can just kind of engage with us and go to our first meeting, which we call a discovery meeting, effectively. Our hit rate is 70% of clients that get the second opinion service video actually come through and want to engage in a follow-up meeting. And at the moment, 90% of the people that engage in a meeting want to do business. So effectively, we don't kind of get what I would call the plate lickers, people just looking at kind of wasting our service. We've run this for about 9 months now. And like I say, it was something that we kind of introduced last year. I mentioned the two ways we get clients, which is by referrals and by educational briefings. Educational briefings we did, but was more difficult to do to new clients because we tend to do those physically in person. 2020 didn't allow that. With regards to the referral side, whilst we've completely, and our clients have embraced Zoom meetings and that kind of thing, we won't get away from the fact that a lot of our business is by human to human contact, and that's when we tend to excel. So whilst we got new clients off the back of that, we noticed a little bit of a fall off. So this enabled us to try and pick up that slack, which happened. Now, ironically, it did mean that 2020 was a record year for us, which we were pretty pleased about, as there were times when you wondered if it would be so. And it's just about us doing multiple little things that are a little bit different that have enabled us to do so. But like I say, the process is, there is a process in place for a start. It's run by the team. That's quite a key for us, that we try to get everything run by the team, because if it's kind of left to me, it tends to either take longer or doesn't happen. That'll shock you all again, I'm sure. So, make sure that it's deliverable, it's reliable in the way that it happens, and speed is of essence. So as soon as a client has said that they want to refer us to someone under the second opinion service, the new video goes out straight away to the potential new client, and they get engaged with very quickly, because as soon as they've discussed it, they need us to act on it. So we deal with it on the day. From that perspective, that's our rule internally with the business. Don't let it go 24 hours or 48 hours or anything along those lines. We engage with that client straight away. That doesn't mean they get to see us that quickly. In honesty, our diaries are normally booked out a minimum of 2 weeks in advance. That's a minimum. We do leave 1 or 2 slots open for new clients purposely, just to make sure they don't have to wait too long, but it does tend to work pretty well. But I'm more than happy to answer any questions or send you guys